So we were actually the first large organization in esports to sign an Overwatch team. Originally we had signed, a full North American team, and on that team was Tailspin. They were really strong, certainly one of the top teams in the world. Definitely were performing great, but eventually our roster was down to about 4 players. Meanwhile, this team, IDDQD, out in Europe, was just destroying everyone. They had a roster change and had approached Tailspin. He was playing for our team, approached me and said, hey, look, our team's kind of falling apart a little bit right now in the beta. I would like to maybe pursue this opportunity with the IDDQD team. And I told Ronnie, I said, well, look, I'm familiar with this team. I know what they're doing. I know how good they are. Why don't we shift and approach them about signing with the organization and keeping you on the team? It was tough because all the players on the original roster were great. It was a tough position to be in, but it was ultimately a decision that I just had to make from a team perspective and a business perspective. And we went out and approached Dennis, Hulk, and I said, hey, let's talk.
We talked to some organizations when we were organizationless, and we've only heard crazy good stuff about Hastro.
They were getting offers from other organizations, and I really wanted them, so we made them a good offer. And yeah, I mean, that's long story short, rest is history. Immediately, I knew we had big plans for the company moving to Charlotte, and we really wanted to have a team that we could focus on moving with us to Charlotte.
The day we signed, he was like, okay guys, you're going to America. Like, why would we come to America? You're gonna come here and we're gonna have a good time.
Crazy idea, but why don't we move all you guys from Europe, move to Charlotte with us. We'll give you an amazing place to live, amazing facilities to train in, and we really want to support you guys. And I was super surprised that they all agreed to it.
Coco, our most American Swedish person in the team.
He's the burger munching whiskey guy.
Coco loves hamburgers. I do too. We go in every time we can.
Every day, Coco asks me if I want to go for a burger. He wants to test all the burger places.
Like every day he would walk to a burger place or a whiskey place, drink whiskey, eat burger.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how he's alive.
I like Coco's humor the most out of every team member.
Very funny sense of humor. It's always fun to be around.
He has pretty dark humor, pretty dry humor. He's pretty sarcastic.
I love Coco, man. The guy's probably one of the guys I've spent talking to the most, but he still confuses me. He's like a turtle. Coco's totally a turtle. He's always in the shell, but when he gets out of the shell, he's just hilarious and always says some of the funniest things and that makes me laugh.
I'm not Coco. Coco would leave me behind. Same as this morning in supermarket. Show me the way to the supermarket.
Yeah, I don't want to, you and Time are probably going to stand there 20 minutes discussing flavors of condoms. Stand around for that.
Only 2 flavors.
See?
I mean, he's our tank, right? He's the guy that is supposed to be, taking bullets for everyone.
He plays the most boring character, but he doesn't whine, so it's fine.
His main job is just to be reliable, and in-game he definitely is.
He's the best tank player in the game by far. It's really easy to work with him.
His movement is really good. His map awareness is really, really good. And honestly, he's a monster.
Me and Coco, we always play together, kinda. He helps me, keeping me alive. And when he keeps me alive, I can kill people.
Probably the most silent one on the team, along with me. If something is going really wrong in-game, he can get very loud.
Very quiet until he needs to really make important calls and decisions.
But he's just super smart. The way he plays the game, he's just really intelligent.
You don't have to tell him anything. He always knows what to do. He just instantly reacts, and then everything goes it's perfect.
He's a core part of the team. He's amazing at what he does. So yeah, I think he's our so-called rock-solid team member.
Chips is kind of like Coco. They're both Swedish. They're both kind of just really reserved and quiet.
Outside of the game, he doesn't talk too much.
It's just, very mellow, very quiet, very, easy to get along with.
He doesn't really talk a lot, but he just cracks jokes every now and then.
He's normally silent, but when he opens up a bit, he's a memer. He's the worst kind of memer.
He's also known as Sloth Hyen, because he's essentially, I think, the laziest guy I've ever met in my life.
He's super lazy, but he's the best, dude.
I'm so lazy sometimes. I know so many lazy people, but Chips is like, he would go to the gym and he goes to a machine, but he just sits there and lies on the floor for like 30 minutes.
Chips is like a cat. It's always like going to the floor, you know, it's like landing in the floor sleeping.
Chips is really, really calm.
Very quiet, but he's a very smart player.
Pretty silent guy in game.
He doesn't talk super much. He like ponders a lot of stuff in game.
I can't remember if I've ever heard Chips like shout. He never is angry. That's the best part of him.
Very mellow compared to some of the other players, but he's always calling out very important stuff. He's keeping the communication very clear to a minimum, which is nice because a lot of us talk probably too much.
We're 5 guys that could get loud sometimes. Our communication can get messy. Chips is always reserved, so I count it as a strength.
He always seems to be at the right place at the right time in game.
He's one of the best support players, and rightfully so.
He makes plays. He makes like these insane plays.
I don't think there is any support at all actually like survive more than Chips in teamfights.
He's just really, really good at his job. I don't know what else to say. It's like he's going to be kind of an unsung hero in the game, and he accepts that role, which is really, really unselfish. A lot of people don't give credit to some of these guys because they don't make flashy, extremely flashy plays. Those are really reserved for like the DPS kind of heroes and those players that are doing all the damage. But our DPS players wouldn't be the best in the world without Coco and Chips.
Chips would be the perfect captain for the team, but we are stuck with Dennis.
Dude, Hulk. Oh my god, Hulk.
I don't know where to start.
Dennis, the German. It's a German.
Hulk talks a lot. He can start off a sentence and he doesn't really know where to go with it, but the words never stop coming out.
He's our dad, he's like 30 years old.
Old man of the team.
Grandpa Hulk.
And he's the oldest player on the team. I mean, he's 29 years old. That's old for esports, and he knows that and he embraces that.
The most irresponsible 29-year-old. he's like 50.
If some girl watch this thing, like everything, please meet Hulk. He's always asking for chicks. It's like, please, I don't.
He's just goofy, man. Like the guy is like hilarious.
I like him a lot. He's kind of like the older version of me. I don't know. That's like my big brother,
He always thinks about the players in and outside of the game, and is just a very nice guy.
And he's just like a super fun person to be around. And I think that's why our team's had a lot of success. You've got somebody at the top that's really there to make sure the team is having a good time no matter what.
Hulk is the mastermind, kinda, of our team.
He's kind of like the glue of our team, I would say a little bit. He's a team captain.
He's always, the one that's like getting us, motivated.
Very serious all the time and really wants to make it and wants us to do as good as we can.
Hulk in game is our flex player, so he can switch between a number of different roles. I think that's his best quality. You never know what he's going to do in the game.
Sarja, Monkey, Symmetra, he play actually a lot of classes, like a lot. It's really good.
So he can play tank heroes, DPS heroes, he can play support heroes. So he's one of those guys that specializes in just being super versatile. He is one of those players that a lot of people can enjoy watching because he likes to pull like tricks out, out of his sleeve. Sometimes he'll play Symmetra in these like really weird situations. He'll play D.Va a lot, and he's just a really big bully with D.Va, and he's one of those players that like bullies the other team a little bit, picks up some crazy play and then, emotes in the game.
Chicago knocks out ID, another wipe for EnVy.
It's absolutely baffling because a lot of Symmetra just don't play this way. They try to rely on their orbs. Internet Hulk, of course, with a patented emote.
And makes the other team kind of get down on themselves because he's just embarrassing people. He's a really big Winston guy, is really intelligent with the way he plays that hero. That hero is not somebody that's going to make insanely flashy plays all the time, but somehow Hulk manages to do that. The guy is so incredibly talented.
Harry
Hook. Has the best laugh NA.
Harry is f***ing hilarious.
Come on!
He laughs all the time at everything.
No!
When he starts laughing, he makes every single person around him laugh. His laugh is like the most infectious laugh I've ever experienced.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Falling back. Sorry.
You're welcome, Taimo.
When he laughs, everybody's gonna laugh and everybody's gonna have a good time.
I think Harry is so funny, like even when he doesn't mean to be funny.
The way he just talks, you know, he's got this big, thick Spanish accent.
I know we're bullying him sometimes too much, but his English is just hilarious. Like playing with him is the most fun ever.
Don't do that.
He just makes everyone smile. I mean, you can't not love the guy. I think that's also part of keeping the team in a good mood. And everybody kind of just like looks to Harry.
It's kind of like Hulk. There's no better way to say it. Like it's kind of like Hulk, but he keeps our apartment very clean.
Probably the best player if you put everything together in a mix.
He's just one of the best Lucio players in the world, smartest player, team player. Is always going to make sure that he's setting his teammates up.
He plays support mostly. He's really, really talented. He could take my spot as a DPS, which is really hilarious.
When he first started playing Overwatch, he like only played Lucio. He only played this hero, Lucio, right? Our team started to put Harry on some DPS heroes and kind of started using him as a little bit of a flex between support and DPS. And Harry started playing Soldier 76, and we discovered really quick that this guy had some of the nastiest aim that we've ever seen on Hitscan. It was like absolutely shocking to see him play Soldier 76. Even, you know, the Twitch chat would just be like, that's crazy. There's no way. He's like hitting all these headshots.
Besides Harry being like crazy good at DPS, crazy good at the game, crazy good at everything, he's our pretty much in-game lead, I would say, at this point. He does all the important calls.
He's the one who makes the most shot calls, has a very good understanding of the game.
Calls a lot, he doesn't really allow too much random stuff when we actually scrim or play tournaments.
Harry, mostly playing Lucio, he's always the one that's like, you know, he's waiting for the opportunity to just speed boost and start the whole initiation.
Just making sure that he's giving the run boost, the speed boosts, and, you know, the health boosts at moments that are key. Hitting really clutch ultimates on Lucio to either save the team or win a team fight.
He's a really funny guy in game, like when things go well, and especially if something hilarious happens in the game.
No! That was nice! Oh my gosh, so good!
When things go wrong, he's definitely gonna tell you that things are going wrong. He keeps us like as a unit.
He's always the one that's like, you know, keeping the team positive. That's good when, you know, times are tough. You have that guy that cheers up the whole team.
If EnVy would be a whole body, Harry Hook would be the feet, which kind of sounds creepy, but like he keeps us going. He keeps us going for real. Like he's, I think, one of the most important members on the team. He usually keeps the atmosphere really funny in the team, and that's important, I think, to succeed. There's a lot of PG-13 stuff that I cannot say about Harry, but yeah, he's definitely funny. I love this guy.
Harry is a good teammate.
Taimo's crazy inside the game and outside the game.
Taimo's pretty funny. He's a little Finnish guy.
He's probably the most goofy one.
He's a goofball, man. Like, he's kind of the baby on the team, so everybody has to kind of like, you know, joke around with him every now and then.
He jokes around a lot.
It's so crazy, dude. It's like, you can't even imagine.
He's super friendly, he's super respectful. He's really a person that, you know, I think everybody's kind of getting along with. He likes to have a good time.
I like his humor. He's pretty funny. Taimo's a cool guy.
Taimo's a sick aimer. He's like one of the best.
One of the best aimers in the game. Definitely top tier.
I would say he's probably one of the most naturally gifted players I've ever seen in any video game. You know, I've been in esports for 10 years and I've watched a lot of players come through our organization, and yeah, he's just got something that people don't have. At the same time, he also knows how to like train that gift. It's like, you know, he's like a mutant in the X-Men or something.
Time was a very strong player. He sometimes single-handedly carries us, but that's also his role. Like DPS players are usually the ones that, you know, get the kills, clean the team fights.
Sometimes really super aggressive, so he dies a lot.
It's just his personality to be very aggressive, and sometimes, you know, that doesn't play well into a team environment.
Every team has like that one player that you kind of have to like help keep him in line. He's used to playing solo, like very independent, like he wants to go and like flank and make plays on his own, but it might not work every time, so you gotta kind of have to try to control it.
He has seemed to really take the feedback now as we've kind of progressed with the team, so he's playing amazing, and he's just one of those players that is going to light up. He's really flashy, and he's going to make a lot of highlights.
He's probably the most emotional one in the team, or ragey.
I think Taimu has a little bit of anger management issues. I wouldn't call it like a major problem, but I think it's honestly part of what drives his success as a player. He kind of troubles himself over things way too much, but at the same time, it turns out to be like a source of his motivation and makes him such a better player. You want a player to be angry when they're losing, you know? You want a player to be able to control that anger and turn it into motivation, and I think that's what Taimu has. And I'm just really happy to have a player like that with our organization.
Tailspin, Ronnie, oh man, where do I start? He's a super nice guy, down to earth.
Tail's a really nice guy too. I mean, like all the team, you know what I mean?
The one American, the one who defines our team, NA.
He's American, both in game and outside of the game.
Ronnie's just the most chill dude ever. That's the only way I can describe him. He's just super chill.
Super funny because he makes these like sarcastic comments, and he's like always has this stupid grin on his face.
He kind of likes to stick to himself a little bit, but I think he does really well because he can just relate to anyone, and he plays the electric guitar. Which is awesome.
Tail is a beast. It's a fucking beast. There's no other word you can say.
He's a super good player.
Tailspin in game is like Taimu. Like, guy has like God-given talent, but he's a little different in Taimu in the sense that Tail worked on his skills for years. He's like super experienced. The guy's been playing video games competitively for years upon years upon years. The guy was like, you know, Shoot Mania Pro. He played Tribes Ascend professionally. He played, you know, TF2 and some of these other games that, you know, were in the past. Dirty Bomb, I think he played. Noskoth, I think is another game. I mean, all these games that I don't even know about, right? But he's always playing the game that never makes it. But over those years, he developed a wide range of skills. He's taking all those skills that he's like honed in on and kind of created muscle memory for, and he's just this monster because all these different heroes in Overwatch have different mechanics. He can play just a wide number of heroes. He can play snipers, he can play hit scan, he can play anybody.
He's crazy good on DPS. I mean, he's playing projectile-based DPS classes for us, but he's so unique in the way that he would even perform on the highest of levels of hit scan. So like he could easily be our Taimu. I think he would be one of the most professional players, and also for an Overwatch. He's really professional. He wants us to win. He has so much drive to win.
He's someone I would like to be, kinda, because he's like a really professional person.
He, I don't know, is kind of calm person.
He's not always like yelling. Like he doesn't do that at all.
I'm very serious in game, even though we have been winning a lot. There's always things we can improve, and those are the kind of things he looks at as well, which is very important to stay on top.
He just wants the best for the team. Like, that's the best part of it.
He's just an amazing talent, amazing player, and I'm happy to have him in the team.
Yeah, he's just, again, just a great teammate. So bringing the team to Charlotte and having all of these guys come from different regions of the world to band together to form a professional Overwatch team is like, it was tough, you know, it's a tough task to ask all these guys to like become relatable to each other. But I think that's kind of like the beautiful part about our team. You know, we asked a lot from the players, and I'm just really thankful that They trusted us as an organization to give them this platform and to give them this opportunity.
I mean, like I would have never believed that we would be here. It makes it so much easier to be in such a nice organization, you know?
Right now, it's the best organization out there. We have so many successful teams, podium teams in every other genre. Like, I wouldn't want to be somewhere else. And I'm just happy that me and my team, me and my boys, we ended up in EnVy. It's great. It's an honor, pretty much, yeah. It still kind of feels surreal to be here. You could walk to the terrace on the 5th floor and you could see, like, you could watch all the skyscrapers and you just realize you made your dream come true.
We just like made a team with a bunch of randoms, played a ton, won everything, and now we're here.